Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in to The Medium by Design. Well, today's the anniversary of the passing of both Louise Hay and Wayne Dyer. So thanks to my friend Martha, she suggested that I write from them again. I've written from both of them already, and Louise Hay's original message is on my YouTube page, so you can go find that. But today is fresh, new insights to what we're going through and some really good advice for all of us. So I'm just going to get right into it and read it, and you see how you receive it. So I started out, as I told you before in many other videos, I start out with a simple welcoming. So this is how I started. Today is the anniversary of the passing of Louise Hay and Wayne Dyer. I invite both of them here to share their current insights and wisdom with everyone. Louise, Wayne, welcome. So Louise gets to go first, and this is what she had to say. Tell your friend thank you for inspiring you to do this. That's my friend Martha. It is an honor and simply wonderful to be here now with Wayne. We have both shared an incredible journey together while living and continue to observe, discuss, and share our thoughts, literally, on what is going on with humanity and the planet now. So where do I start? There are many areas I can touch on and possibly bring some clarity, which today is probably the most important thing to do. Why? To help people get focused and stay clear of all the stray information that has nothing to do with them. You know, one of the intentions I had when starting Hay House was to be a place to gain the wisdom you seek. I mean this wholeheartedly. I wanted a company that would build a library of knowledge that was easily accessible to anyone who wanted to learn, grow, heal, and continue on life's journey, opening doors of wisdom and understanding. I know that might sound a little lofty, but I do believe we came close to the mark. I also believe those now in charge are trying to keep true to that original goal. I know much has changed, but my company still remains a beacon of light and plethora of wisdom to be shared with anyone who is seeking. I would suggest to those that are still on the path of enlightenment and seeking their highest truth that you turn away from much of what you are hearing about your world presently. Try to understand that those souls that must battle out their old personal agendas, overpower and control, especially of your individual mind, have no place in your world. This may sound so, quote, out there, but rest assured there are those that are clearly trying to get you scared out of your wits, crazed beyond your sanity, and have you react and lose control at every turn of events. This is where your true work makes a difference. The one thing I learned about life and making life decisions was that I had to have a level head. What I mean is, making important decisions started with me at a neutral place, a place where all wisdom was accessible. This is where peace and calm in the mind are so imperative. You know this to be true if you review some of your life decisions and are honest about your frame of mind at the time of those decisions. The best ones are when you are calm and literally feel and wait for the best ones to be presented to you. If you made a choice out of fear, in a state of anxiety or desperation, the chances of having a less desired outcome grew exponentially. Now, with all the energies literally flying around, it is even more imperative to quiet the mind. Turn off the many avenues of information and take time with yourself, by yourself, in the privacy of you and you alone. I know for many this still feels uncomfortable. How can I have silence and be alone? Trust me when I say your best relationship starts with you. If you do not have a certain level of comfort when alone, when in silence, you are missing the boat to a wealth of creativity and wisdom that is just waiting to come through to your conscious mind. Of course, you can continue to use everyone around you to bounce ideas off of and come to great solutions and move forward solely by group effort. But then you will never know what your truest, clearest guidance just from you really is. I don't know why any individual would not want to know these things about oneself, but I know that I wanted to know. I wanted to know what I thought about any subject or decision before I invited others in to ask for their input. I know this is a very personal experience, but I believe it would clear up a lot of the confusion being experienced by many today. I know Wayne is here waiting patiently to share with you all, so I will leave you with the notion that you are worth every minute you spend alone with yourself, and that many of us are with you in those moments. So if you want to ask us to join in, we will, but not until you spend a little time with just you. Woo! Thank you, Louise. Now here's what Wayne had to say. I always loved listening to Louise and her take on any subject. I was always fascinated with the way she would explain how she perceived something. I believe that is why I was so attracted to her. I loved meeting people that use their mind differently from the quote norm. It was this way of thinking out of the box that kept me so enthralled with life. My mind needed to know more than what was simply presented to everyone as the way. The way changed over and over again throughout my life, and new information and understanding was presented to me through my studies and through my own writing. While I was writing, I was learning simultaneously. It was quite a ride to observe my own process of creativity through writing so many books. I enjoyed the process because it took me out of, quote, reality and created a vortex, a bubble of energy that I literally hooked up with or linked into, and the flow was incredible to experience. Being in one's flow of personal creativity, the creativity the soul wants to enjoy while living, is a whole nother level of connection that I was grateful to experience over and over again. I loved being with people and had many experiences of being surrounded by many, but being in that personal creative space was a treat and a very special place for me. No one could penetrate that space. It was my ultimate nirvana. So I know many of you have so many questions, and I wish I was there to share in your presence as we did in all those meetings, classes, and conferences. But just know that my spirit and the spirit of so many of us that you have known lives on in eternity, and you can remain connected to us as long as you wish. You can ask us questions and open to receiving answers in your own quiet and meditation times. Louise is absolutely right when she presses upon you to make your relationship with yourself number one. This is where all the tangible magic of connection begins. How can you ever know how much really wants to come out of you if you never take a moment to ask, contemplate, and get in touch with your own soul and nurture that relationship? Only you can do this. None of us can make this happen for you. You invite your spirit, the spirit, into your life and open to having that divine experience for yourself. It is the most personal experience you can have. It is where the magic happens, when ideas you never thought were possible are possible. It is where the understanding of manifestation understanding of manifesting the life you always dreamed of begins. Remember, most of us do not have a clue where our life will lead. Yes, some will be born into a creative path that they will follow from the beginning, but that is rare. Most will be distracted with all the options in life, enjoy the many roads they choose to experience, and find surprises and new connections they never knew would happen. This is how most lives unfold. Then there are those moments that you must be aware are happening that can turn life in a whole new direction. Someone might say something, you feel something, a truth in those words. These are the moments you want to be aware of and listen to what is being presented to you. This is how writing started with me. I was an avid reader and loved studying other people's perception of life. There was a moment when I realized I had something to say. I had some ideas and perceptions I wanted to share. Then there were one or two people that suggested I write, and that was it. Once I started, that life path continued to bring opportunities to write, share my thoughts, and speak to you guys. It really was a very natural course of events. The other part that most of you know is that I had a divorce. Many people have their own ideas and opinions on why myself and others they know get divorced. But I can tell you that if both my wife and I did not reach that conclusion together, our lives would not have taken the next step, the next direction that we both needed to take. This is something you should each take to heart when there is a life-altering decision or change to be made. There is a much higher reason for these changes that we may not understand at the time and while in the pain of an ending or transition. I will tell you this, I was always grateful for my wife, my family, and the wisdom we all shared up until the day I died. I could not have passed over any happier. Well, I hope you received this. They're both kind of short and sweet, but absolutely deep, and wanting us to consider what we're doing, where we're going. And again, notice the trend in some of these recent messages of creativity, personal creativity. If you go back to the Freddie Mercury and David Bowie, very deep understanding and sharing of personal creativity and how it has to come out. So again, you guys know what to do. This is nothing new here. You can like, you can subscribe. There's the PayPal button below. If you feel this is worthy of a donation, I would love it. I continue to grow this page, and I am enjoying this, even though I cry a lot and have a lot of emotions about this whole process. Both the process of me writing these messages, because I still cry while I'm doing this, and sharing it with you. I'm trying to hold it together while we're together on camera, but things happen, the waves come in and emotions come in. And I would suggest, if you're having the same kind of experience with waves of emotion, you got to honor those things and let them just come through. And it's nice if you can do it privately and just let the energy flow through you and have that time period to let that flow, even though it may be uncomfortable. But as you know, we really need to get through these lower emotions. That's a big part of what's going on in the world. People expressing these lower emotions, because we have to get these out. We have to get through with this phase, both individually and collectively. So I hope that you received, I hope that you're enjoying the videos. I love your comments. I will say this, I just think I'm so grateful for some of the thoughtful comments that you guys are making. And again, there is my email address. If you want a personal writing, an astrology reading, or you have an idea for a group, please contact me and we'll have a conversation and see what the best thing for you at this time is. So with that, enjoy your day, enjoy the anniversary of the passing and the fond memories we have of Louise Hay and Wayne Dyer. So don't forget, there is much more to come on The Medium by Design.